This to me was more of a like, hey man, we're normal people like you guys are.
I'm not up. I'm drunk. And then when I'm done with that, I put Vaseline actually around the edges. Just ordered somebody.
And welcome everybody to another episode of Top's Daily Grind. Hopefully the intro's a little bit better than that 132 that John did, because that was rough. That was rough, and it was wow. But the episode was good.
The episode turned out nice.
The intro was a little.
As long as the intro didn't turn you off.
No. Yeah, if you got past hi, I'm John, then we were good.
Good.
Yeah. I like that one.
Thank you.
I like because of the guest. Yeah, too bad I wasn't there to meet him, but he sounded like a legit dude.
No, he's sounding, and his whole what he has going on, it's
really cool.
Yeah, it's cool, but it sort of wants you to go try the class.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, say, sign up us, and we're going to go do the class with him.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really...
But he said he does it, right?
He will.
He will.
Yeah, he will.
It's just not free.
And then
He does through his...
I'm going to cover it, but... And especially because to keep him going, I would pay for it.
Yeah. That's the difference between the vet one and the other one.
Correct.
The vet one's free and this one isn't.
Yeah, and this one isn't, but I'm totally fine with it.
That was a good podcast. It was fun to listen to.
But yeah, hopefully we can make it happen and we can run something out of there too. So
yeah.
Nice to have you
Welcome back. I'm the one. You guys are the ones that are back.
Oh,
I've been here the whole time.
How'd it go?
You guys are the ones that have been traveling.
John seemed confused by that.
I know. I don't know why.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. I've been here the whole time, John. I didn't get to have adventures like you did.
We survived.
What was the funnest part of that whole
The tornado.
Tornado, yeah, I was going to say that. We survived 3 tornadoes.
After it was over. It wasn't fun during.
Craig wasn't having it.
Craig didn't look scared. I was scared.
Yeah, Craig
was pacing.
I couldn't stop moving. I was pacing back and forth.
Really?
I was in and I couldn't sit still.
And then he would like run to the back and then run forward.
Did that house not have a basement?
No.
Most houses don't have
none of the
basements in
houses there
Texas.
have a basement because the water table is like if they dig a basement, they'll just flood.
Oh, okay. That's right.
And so,
But yeah, this is the first time I do see Craig like not comfortable.
yeah, I was scared.
Usually Craig's the one that's comfortable and like, you know, like we can do this, and he has like a game plan on where we can go and what we can do. And this time
he was lost that day.
Fuck, dude.
I had nothing. I didn't know what to do.
But it was crazy because we
there was nowhere to go.
We called it up on ourselves.
Maybe being outside wasn't
We
the
called
best.
it up on ourselves because earlier that day we were having breakfast and we started talking about, hey, remember when we left last time? There's a fucking tornado that hit as soon as our plane took off. Because over the intercom when we're flying, they're like, perfect timing, guys. You know, they just shut down the airport because a tornado hit. Mm-hmm. And so, we're talking about it, and then we're like, what the fuck would we do if a tornado does hit? Like,
now you know.
Yeah. No. Pace around and look around and do nothing.
Call
and
and
fucking do memes and shit.
The thing that's scary, the reason I was scared is because there was nowhere to go.
There was nowhere to go.
If a tornado had hit near us, we could have gone inside, got in the shower. Like there were places for us that we would have been okay. But if a tornado had hit the house or close enough to the house, we're fucking done. There's nowhere to go.
Yeah, that's true.
Nowhere.
I don't think that motherfucker's gonna pick me up out of a fucking tub.
It doesn't have to pick you up. It just has to throw things at you hard enough to hurt.
And that's why you guys being outside was a little sketchy.
See, my plan was I'm gonna get in the big ass tub and I'm gonna get John on top of me.
There you go.
Mm.
Yeah.
And John was really excited.
Like, John's gonna have a hell of a time, and I'm not gonna die.
He's making tornado sounds.
Oh man!
Like, do we have to get in now?
Well, and the whole thing of being outside,
yeah, it's still like an hour away.
The whole thing of being outside is if it's gonna happen, you at least get
to see.
You can kind of see it starting. Like if I had seen a cloud fucking starting to do this thing, I would have been like, okay, we're going in now. But
yeah, it's just. I think it was cool being outside and seeing what was happening than being inside and just waiting for something to happen. Like that feeling of what the fuck's going to do, what's going to happen.
I was probably, it was probably more calming to be outside and see that it wasn't happening on top of us than it would have been, like you're saying, be inside. I would have been even weird. I would have been even worse.
They did have some touchdown, right?
There were two.
Two that touched down a mile away.
Did they say what the EF scale was?
No, I think they were pretty small.
It was sitting
like
outside,
outskirts.
Well, no, probably one at least, but not, still not big enough to cause like tons of damage. And I think they just touched for a few seconds and then.
I got one on I took a picture of one and I got a video too.
Yeah.
They sent me to die. Literally
That's
assholes.
not at all true.
Yeah, they sent me to get cinder blocks, and then I'm like, oh fuck.
As if we were like, Leo, go get cinder blocks.
You did. Absolutely.
Leo was like, you know what? I'm going to a safer spot. I'm gonna go get cinder
no.
blocks.
Being inside that building was the safest spot to be.
Was it?
Yeah, because when shit was happening, that it started getting windier and rain, I'm like, what if you just fucking book it to the fucking show?
Yeah.
Something's gonna happen. Like they have tornado shelters inside there.
Oh, okay.
So we're like, that's the best place, and then we're like, we're too late. Like it's fucking happening now.
Yeah.
So,
A lot of those buildings, I guess when they build the bathrooms, they build them harder. Like there's like a shell around them, basically. I don't know if it's like metal or I don't know what they do, but they try to like bolster those. Like the shelters at the airport, for example, are the bathrooms.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That makes sense, I guess.
But yes, I was scared.
When you guys said, look at this house, it's all fucked up, and there's the one that they're building those from the comfort and safety of the shop here.
Yeah.
It was funny. Maybe being there wouldn't have been so funny, but
It's because we were on the back, like, because so Dylan's wife is sending them like pictures, like, holy shit, is like right there by you guys.
Yeah, she's like, where are you guys?
So I'm like, fuck, I wonder if I can find it on the news because we had Netflix and shit like that. We didn't have local, and then I just like I think I went up on the fucking thing, and it was like everywhere was news. I'm like, oh shit.
Oh.
Yeah, and then like, oh, it's north of fucking I-30, whatever. And we're fucking north of. I'm like, son of a bitch. Yeah,
check.
yeah.
¿Y tú qué estabas haciendo todo esto?
I was filming.
He was just fucking taking
He
pictures.
was a
making
reporter.
memes.
John looked just like he looks now.
In the movies, isn't the guy doing the reporting the first one that gets hit by a flying sign usually?
Usually. But thankfully this time. No, it's usually, the guy reporting. I was doing the camera work, so I was safe.
Oh, you were the reporter.
Yeah,
I
everybody.
You were
guess.
both. You were both.
Yeah, I guess.
That was the first time I'd ever been
Close.
in a
That situation.
yeah,
pretty much, huh?
like the only type of natural phenomenon that I've been like close to is like blizzards, and maybe a tiny earthquake.
Earthquakes. I'd be more scared of.
But the earthquake I'm talking about was like far away, and you barely felt. You could see the lights like move a little bit. It was like
The thing with
nothing.
tornadoes, though, they're very localized,
Yeah,
and the blizzards affect everybody the same. Like,
Yeah.
so they technically might be worse, like, because they're usually longer periods of time,
Well,
lots of
didn't-
accidents. And
didn't something like 12 people die was it New York this winter because of a storm that fucking locked everybody on the freeway for like 2 or 3 days or something? I thought it was just this year that a bunch of people died
probably.
because they basically froze to death in their cars or starved or whatever.
Really?
Yeah, I thought I remembered seeing something about this. It was this winter. Some girl there's like a younger woman died, fucking 6 minutes from her house or something like that because she just was stuck.
She couldn't get out of her car and walk?
I don't know. It was probably a 6-minute drive. I don't know. I just remember seeing it on like Instagram or something, and people were talking about it. One of the prepper things that I follow or whatever.
That comes back down to, like, if you know the area you live in, you know sort of what to carry in your car.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be like a no-brainer that around here you have blinking in your car.
But then again, like, I wouldn't blame anybody that doesn't because, even when we go, like, say, fucking razor riding, it's going to be a quick trip and I just throw a 12-pack in the back of my fucking razor. You don't know if you're going to tip that son of a bitch and that fucker's going to be, on top of you and you can't move.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have all sorts of stuff on your razor.
Oh, no, I know. I'm not on my razor. On my Ranger, I do.
Oh,
my
but on your razor,
no.
on your razor, you don't have any of
No,
that.
I just have a fucking badass sound system.
At least you'll be able to
that's
listen.
good.
You can play loud
You'll-
music.
I can
You'll
play
die
loud
in
music.
style.
Hey, have you seen that one thing? It was on Shark Tank. I don't know if it was last year or a few years ago, but it's this. It's basically so those little like those marker tapes that the orange marking tape.
Uh-huh.
It's that but big. It's like about that wide, and it stretches I think like 25 feet or 30 feet, and it's reflective, and so you carry that with you, and in case you get into like you're lost in the ocean or you're in a mountain or something, you fucking stretch that shit out, and it's visible from like really far away.
And there's people, like, in the sky supposed to know that means help.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah, because it's a weird line where it's not supposed to be, and so it's. I guess
Like it would be cool, like if it had like SOS on it or something like that. You follow me? Because a weird line could be like a tent, could be a
Yeah.
But if so, it would be helpful if they know somebody's lost. If they're looking for somebody, that would be the kind of thing to be like, oh yeah, we definitely should check that out.
Yeah.
But if they didn't know they were looking for somebody, just a regular pilot flying their little plane around just for fun.
Like you, when you find
I don't know if they would say anything about that.
I wouldn't stop for that. No.
Would you call it in? Would you be like, hey, there's this weird...
No, but then again, I wouldn't do it for the flashing light with the little mirror. You know, the little single mirror.
But you would just think that was somebody fucking with you?
No, I'd just be like, what's that? I would have never thought it was.
Yeah, but like pilots know that means help.
Zeus.
No, but
no, I know what it means.
Like
but
a challenge.
But no, not at all. But it says, like it's people know now that's what that means.
It seems like you should know.
So,
if you're gonna be a pilot.
The same thing with that red. If they see a red line, it probably means.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, is that a meaning that if you see a red line?
There's probably like some way that they're getting the word.
Yeah,
out.
Maybe we should ask a real pilot.
Maybe. I don't know. I've never looked for
don't call Seth.
signal.
He's back.
I've never looked for signal mirrors in my flight simulator game, Craig. But I'll try tomorrow.
You should.
I'm getting a new cable.
Oh, nice.
If you're a pilot, you should know these things.
Yeah, I get a new cable tomorrow, and I should be able to.
You should Google what should pilots know. Like.
Yeah, Google what should pilots know, and ask me, and I'll see if I can answer at least one question.
Yeah.
But don't be like, what should professional pilots know? It should be like, what should entry level pilots?
Okay.
Yeah.
What pedal does the aileron
pilots
control
by?
That's a trick question, because it's two of them. It's not just one.
Nice. That control what? Your wings or what?
No, they control you to the tail.
The tail. So
that guides you left, right.
So if it's windy, it pushes your plane one side, and then so you put your aileron.
Your aileron, yeah.
Aileron.
How the fuck do you know?
I took an aviator class.
He's my
in middle
co-pilot.
school.
No, you wouldn't let that happen.
No, I don't have a chance. Fucking rather die.
Oh, it's fucked up.
Hey John, hit the throttle. This one, the fuel dump. There was a pilot. I can't remember what it was a while back, but he let his two kids like fly the plane for a little bit, like because it was safe-ish, but they hit something where it turned off the autopilot, or it turned something off, and they started a descent, and they weren't able to get it back up, and they crashed, killed everybody. Sorry if anybody thought it was gonna have a happy ending, it didn't.
Damn.
Sorry.
Okay, I found a quiz. 10 questions.
I'm probably gonna get 10 of them wrong.
What does CPL stand for?
CPL? That stands for cockpit.
Aviator's license.
No, hold on. Do you have a multiple choice?
Yes, this is multiple choice.
Oh, it is?
Okay. Yeah, but I'm not going to give you the multiple
Yeah,
choice.
we do.
That'll make
No,
it fucking easy.
No, give them to me.
Company priority list, command of pilot language, control panel linguistics, commercial pilot license.
It's commercial pilot license.
Yeah, fucking obviously.
Nice job, Jesus.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
In which of the following weather conditions can you expect the lowest visibility?
Fog.
Haze, mist, fog, or moderate rain?
Fog, isn't it?
Mist.
Fog.
Is it fog?
Fuck.
Yeah.
That's why
Why would it be mist?
Because
Okay.
there's no windshield wipers on there.
Have you
It's a good thing John's
Have
not
you ever
doing
flown
this.
in fog? You can't see shit.
You cannot become an airline pilot if your height is less than 1.575 meters.
True or false?
True.
I've never seen any short pilots.
How the fuck are you going to reach
gotta
the
be
pedals?
True, no?
You're saying true?
Yeah,
It's false.
It's true.
it is
Really?
true, yeah.
So far, you're fucking 100%.
Except for that first one. But
Alpha,
that's
Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo.
Fuck.
Foxtrot.
Fucking John.
What'd you say?
Foxtrot. It's Foxtrot.
Yeah,
That's what I said.
How
you
long?
said fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
How
said
long does
fuck.
it take to train to be a pilot at the KLM Flight Academy?
Oh shit!
That's easy.
I don't know that one. What's
That's
the
an easy
what's
one.
the
4 years, 22 months, 16 months, or 3 years?
3 years.
I think 16 months.
I
bet
want to say 4 years, but
So,
Actually, no.
16 months, 22 months, 3 years, 4 years.
22 months.
4 years.
4 years? Incorrect.
What was it?
22 months.
What's your second guess?
22 months.
Shut up, John.
I went.
We're not
It's
we're not talking to
me.
you.
You're not a
That one I
pilot.
don't know. Is it
but,
short or 16?
I don't know.
Go 16.
16?
The shortest.
22.
Probably somewhere in
Fuck,
between.
I can't. I can't.
Go next.
I can't redo it.
No, just go next.
I can't
Yeah,
go
just
back
go. I
either.
failed one.
Okay, well,
That one
this
doesn't matter
I'll tell you
anyway.
later, I bet.
That one
What is
doesn't
the-
impede me from flying.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
What is the collective name for these 6 instruments? They allow you to fly an aircraft even when you cannot see outside.
Where's the
Blind instruments.
Blind instruments? Incorrect.
Is it?
It's called the Basic 6.
Really?
Yes.
Motherfuckers. They changed that on me because where I fly. Okay, so 2.
What is your
UTC.
UTC? It's a time. The universal time code?
So there are 4 options. You're on the right track, obviously. Coordinated Universal Time, a time standard that does not observe daylight saving time or time zones, the modern GMT. All answers are correct.
Probably. No, it's got to be the second one. The
second one?
The no.
A time standard that does not observe daylight saving time or time zones.
All
I think
of the
so.
above.
I think GMT.
Incorrect.
There's got to be all of the above then.
Probably all the above.
But
But that second one sounds like it doesn't jive with the other 2.
That's
But who knows? Maybe.
fuck this. I don't want to be a
Which
pilot
statement is correct? The higher the speed, the greater the lift on an aircraft. The lower the speed, the greater the lift on an aircraft.
anyway. No, the first.
The higher the speed, the lower the lift on an aircraft.
The highest speed.
No, the first one. The higher the speed, the higher the lift.
Got it.
Good job, Jesus.
What does RPM stand for?
Rotations per minute.
Or,
Revolutions, whatever.
yeah, same thing. Okay. Which force does not usually act upon an aircraft during flight? Lift, gravity, traction, muscle power, drag.
Muscle power.
Are you sure? Is
Muscle
it-
power.
You don't want to
Because
go with
gravity
traction?
does.
So does lift.
Correct.
Yeah, he's
Okay, so you got 7 out of 10.
No, that's not bad.
That's,
it's passable.
That's
It's
a C. That's a C minus.
That's a C minus. That's.
I would
you know
let you
what?
fly.
I wouldn't be the first pilot you'd want to call, but I wouldn't be the last either.
fair enough. I take back
Dude,
what
I'm
I
your
said.
co-pilot. What the
I
fuck?
apologize.
I mean, those were.
What were the correct answers on the ones you
None of
missed?
your business.
Yeah, that's fine.
It didn't show.
That's fine.
Wow, what a fucking test.
Now I know what to work on.
Yeah.
Now I need to
If
figure
you
out
ever
how
want
long
to
it's
fly for
gonna.
KLM.
Yeah. Now I have to learn how long it's gonna take for me to get my pilot's license.
Delta is part of KLM, right?
I sure hope so.
I don't know.
Or is KLM part of Delta?
I don't know.
That'd be a good journey to embark on, becoming a pilot. Speaking of journeys, you're on your video journey. Is that what we're gonna talk about this time? Oh, we're gonna talk about 2 things. There's 2 things on the docket. On the docket.
Yeah, if you're French.
Sure.
And that is, which one do you want to talk about first?
I don't care.
We got Snowflake Mountain and we got John's journey.
Snowflake Mountain.
It sounds like the same thing.
No, let's do
but-
John's journey. I want to see what's going on
Yeah.
with John.
Or how much to say. I'm on my journey
I
still.
don't know. We have questions for you.
Yes.
You guys have questions
We're
for
gonna have
me?
questions for you. So can you tell us a little
Can
bit
you
about?
fill me in on what? Oh,
So you know how like every girl on the internet is on
That's
a
rough
journey of
start.
some kind?
It's a rough start right there.
Like they're all on some kind of journey?
every girl on the internet?
Yeah. On Instagram, they're all, it's my fitness journey, or
Yeah.
it's my
It's that-
healthy eating journey, or
It's
whatever.
that
It's
toxic
their-
positivity.
yeah.
Really?
Or the chicks that are like super depressed, but the only thing they post is motivational quotes.
Yeah.
Not
But they're-
necessarily
because they're
chicks.
super depressed.
Yeah.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
I've never.
Yeah.
It's an actual thing.
Any girl you see posting a lot of inspirational quotes,
This has nothing to do
you
with John.
should reach out
But
to
we're
her.
getting there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
should reach out to her
It's kind of a long
because
He's like-
she is suffering.
Send
She's
her a
struggling.
fucking roll of paracord.
talk about journey, huh?
No. You
No,
killed
I mean if you want her to die,
Yeah,
sure.
Oh,
no,
shoot,
you
show
can't
it
wanted
say
to
that.
hang
You can't
yourself.
say that. You can't say that.
Oh, she's not going to start making bracelets.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
maybe
That's
get
well,
her-
you know what? I take it back. Then that's a good idea.
yeah, maybe get her.
Let's shorten
head
up the
off.
journey, Craig, and explain to him
Yes.
what we're doing.
So
'cause
John's
that's a long-
videography journey.
Okay.
We're going to talk about how John got into videos.
videos where he's at, where he thinks he's at, where he's probably actually at, and where he's going.
Why can't you do where he's actually at and then where I think I'm at?
No, let's do where you think you're at, and,
Yeah.
So
and
let's-
then we'll do
let's start
where
at the
I
beginning.
think you're at, because I think they're in 2 different places, and I think you'll be surprised at where I think you're at.
Okay.
Okay, let's start at the beginning, John. Why?
Why did I pick up a camera? I
tell
actually wanted
me
to become
'cause, nobody
I
wanted-
wanted to become a YouTuber, to be honest. Well, I wanted to make YouTube videos. Or
So before we continue, sorry,
I'm John.
this is gonna be something we want to do with
All of
Craig
us.
and all of us. What But not necessarily a videography journey.
Yeah, just your journey.
It could be leather, could be something else, could be music. Because his journey on that one seems like it stopped.
Yes,
but we'll see. We'll get to that.
Yeah, but that'd be a good one. Why and all that.
Yeah, because I have my journey too.
It'll be a segment for the next 4 episodes.
So video,
maybe. So right now it's John's journey.
So, yeah, why did you pick up a video camera and not a photography or whatever?
Yeah, why do you like video instead of photography?
Exactly.
Answer all those questions in your monologue and go.
All right, ask away when you guys think I skip anything. But I picked up a camera because I wanted to make YouTube videos, but I also would look at my Instagram feed. That's when like Instagram was popping back in the day. And I didn't want to have pictures on my feed. I don't know if you can see my feed. It's not all pictures. There's videos on there, and I always wanted to be something different than just back then. Now it's opposite. Everybody's videos because reels are the thing. But
yeah,
now back then when everybody just posts pictures and stuff, so I wanted to be a little different, and that's why
he was.
And now you want to be like everybody else.
Everybody copied me.
No, everybody copied him. He was the first one to do it, and Instagram's like, that kid right there's got potential. Let's do what he's doing.
Thank you, Jesus. But yeah. What?
Okay, keep going. No,
I mean, that's basically it.
That's very hipstery of you. You're not very hipstery person.
Really? Yeah, I just wanted to make videos. And I actually picked up a YouTube. I started to do YouTube videos with my friends back in the day.
What did you guys do?
We just go fuck around. Like, we'd go bowling, we'd go just hang out, and we'd just film it all the time. You can still find those videos on YouTube.
Okay, we're going to have to look for some.
Yeah.
That's interesting to me.
We were actually, I was hanging out with my friends, and we were like actually looking at them, and we were like, holy crap, that was like a great time in our lives. Because every weekend we'd go and film something, and we'd all hang out, and then our lives we all went separate ways.
You know what sucks? That you can do that now, where you can film a lot of stuff, and you're like, I'll never look at it. But then, like 5-10 years from now, like I see videos from back in the day, I'm like, man, I wish I had recorded more.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
anyway,
it is cool though. It is cool to go back, even though it's only been a few years. But just going to see like what we used to do for fun.
3 months ago.
Did you? So was part of it for that to be able to look back, or is it something that you wanted to pursue? Like I want to.
You wanted to make millions of dollars because back in the day, I think
that's exactly what was
making money.
Yeah, that's exactly what
you wanted to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
So who are you trying to emulate, or who was your like?
Who's your hero?
Not necessarily copy, but who was your
So
inspiration?
there's this guy back then. His name was David Dobrik. I don't know if you guys ever heard of him.
Yeah,
he would make vlogs exactly 4 minutes.
The Dobrik brothers.
No, that's the Paul brothers. Different guys, but same time. You're on the same track. But David Dobrik. Yeah, look him up.
Brothers.
I think those are twins.
Continue.
Anyways,
Go ahead.
that he would make vlogs that are 4 minutes and 20 seconds, which fucking means weed, like roll up. And it was funny as fuck because he used nothing like that. And then everybody was popping off from Vine. When everybody was on Vine, they switched to YouTube, and that was around the time that I picked up a camera.
Big ass YouTubers.
Is that who you were thinking of?
No, probably not. That's who I thought of. These fuckers are millionaires.
Yeah, they all are, and they were all started on Vine. I don't know if you guys remember Vine. Do you guys remember Vine?
I know what it was.
Yeah, I used to be on.
Never used it, never actually tried it, but
yeah, I was on Vine. Like I would post videos and stuff, and they never popped off. But Vine was cool as hell.
That was the OG TikTok, no?
Yeah, 6 second.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was the whole thing. Like I wanted to make vlogs, and it was cool because they actually worked. And then I think we hit like 180 subscribers, and I thought it was the coolest shit ever. And then we just stopped making.
Dude, 180 is not bad for.
Yeah, exactly.
All our friends were like, everybody that watched it was like local too, and so it was pretty cool. Like the vlogs would get 400 or 500 views. So
that's back when YouTube actually pushed your stuff to people that followed you.
Yeah. Do you guys see that like? There's a lot of. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of youngsters that are getting into, but it's more Snapchat, Instagram, but Snapchat the number one thing for young people. But older generation, like my brother, he's in his 50s. They're getting into YouTube big time right now.
Are they?
Yeah, and before like they didn't give a fuck about anything, television, the news, and that was it. But now you go to their house and they're watching, YouTube channels. And something that I seen that I was old, they're finding it now and they're like, fuck, que chingón esta madre.
Yeah. It's because, like, for example, YouTube, all these, the algorithms for the creators suck. But for the user, they're fucking great.
Yeah.
Because you actually get to watch shit you like.
Yeah. But it's hard to post. Like, if I picked up a camera now, like, I probably wouldn't even get, like, a fraction of the views I was getting when I didn't have any subscribers. And even if it was local. And then also, I don't know if I struggled a lot because I didn't have fast Wi-Fi in the house. And I didn't really know about anything about video. I just put my camera in auto and I just filmed and edited on the free software on my computer. But I would render out videos on Apple ProRes 444. So I was getting these massive size files. And I didn't even know that H.264 was a thing.
Because you thought bigger file equals better quality.
I didn't know anything about files. Nothing. So I had to go to school to go and upload these vlogs. And it would take about an hour and a half to upload a 15-minute vlog. And knowing that I could have uploaded this same vlog at home with slow internet.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to go. I remember I'd go through in my spring break sometimes to go and upload a vlog because like the internet would take for days on my at home. But now I look back and was like, damn.
YouTube compresses it anyway.
Yeah. But
these big ass files, it still compresses them.
Yeah, but still you have a massive gig file trying to put it on there. So that was, now I look back. Now that I can film something and like make a vlog real quick and make it actually like visually cool, probably wouldn't. I don't do it. I don't know why. But it's just, I could film my life. My life's more interesting now than it was back then, and I still
try it.
So do you think that because
I'd watch it.
I would.
Probably not.
No, I would. I really would.
I probably wouldn't. I suck. I'm a shit friend.
Oh, that's okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I wasn't thinking about picking up the camera either way.
Yeah, no, I'm a shit friend.
And I've thought about it. I'm like, it would be cool as fuck just to, because back then we'd record when we go to dances. And
Imagine this weekend if you would have recorded.
Yeah.
Like for your own thing.
Yeah. That's what I think of.
Sick as fuck.
That's what I think of. Like if I just, and now you can record your phone. Like stuff now, this is better than that T6i that I used to have that I would record off. I remember I had like a pod and I'd carry, and everybody, all my friends, family, they're already used to me carrying a camera around. Like birthday parties, we'd go film wherever we went. And we're like, back then, I was being this madrosos, like we just do dumb things all the time, and I would record that, and people were.
Yeah, that's back then, not now.
Well, we're talking like 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, 5-6 years ago. Yeah. It would never happen now.
So you were saying that you used to be dumber?
No. This madrosos doesn't mean dumb. It just means wild.
Yeah.
You said dumb also, though.
It's you just say dumb shit.
My bad.
Yeah. I used to do. You said, and I quote, I used to do a lot of dumb shit.
Yeah, well, crazy stuff. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool to look back.
Okay.
Yeah, but. I don't know. Like I said, my life's more entertaining now because I could vlog when we go to shows, and I could vlog like my perspective of shit, or even at work, like what's my life at work, and it's more interesting now than it was back then.
I wouldn't mind watching a video of your perspective on stuff because it'd be like a.
It'll help me understand you.
No, it wouldn't.
Decoding me. It's like the
No,
Da Vinci
Or it
Code,
would confuse you even more.
No, it's like an abstract. So there's abstract paintings. You could be the first to do an abstract video, like where it's just it's kind of like Everything Everywhere All at Once, but that which actually made sense though. That was a good movie.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Like
I watched that.
It's good.
my video skills, like there's a lot of like.
I usually hate those types of movies, but anyway, go ahead.
We're like blurry and shaky and nothing to do with like crazy dumb transitions that like you don't do now. You learn all like what rules there is and what catches people eye, but I look them back and they're interesting as hell.
What's the thing you're working on right now that you want to learn?
Audio.
Like what's the audio?
Mm-hmm. Because I'm colorblind, so color grading is really hard.
He's not colorblind anymore.
No, he's been cured.
I have not been cured.
You were healed.
But the colorblind thing shouldn't affect you too much.
Well, the only time it affects me is when like you say like, why'd you make this really green? Or like that's the only.
Well, fair enough, but you have like now there's tools and stuff,
and that's what helps me. If not, it'd be a lot more harder. And back then, like so many shortcuts or how fast I could edit a video like I used to edit. Now, like I'm like it just make life so much easier. But I feel like I would try to do the shots a little bit more like complex, like you say. Like
so you feel your weakness right now is audio.
That's because I don't know jack about it.
There's not much to learn about audio for what you're doing.
Yeah, like for the video, like the reels and stuff.
Yeah, I think you're.
Yeah,
I think it's just a little bit.
I think it's just something I wish I do a little bit better.
There's a certain way audio should sound, especially coming like with voices and stuff. And usually anything below 70 hertz, you want to
see, and that's what I want to learn. Like at least to know, not necessarily that I'm going to use, but
I'll show you something.
Yeah.
That might help you out. But if you don't ask, I can't show you if you don't ask.
So when you do videos, Jesus, how much time do you spend messing with audio?
Nothing.
So like on the when you put up the podcast and stuff.
That I already have a preset that I worked on.
So is there? And I'm asking this question more for John.
I did spend time getting that preset nice.
So pretty much to make it to was something that you knew that was
that good. I liked. Yeah, there's certain. So there are certain for example, for broadcast for TV, there are certain like base limits you have to make sure that everything is at least this good. Okay. So there's a base, and then from there you can work on it to make it even a little bit better. But you have to meet this certain criteria, and I can show you what settings and what you change, but I don't know what they're called like off the top of my head. Does that make sense? Like yes. I can't tell you it's called this, but I know what it is and what the value is supposed to be, and that. Okay. If I see it.
So like I guess the reason I asked that is like. So you've got your presets for the podcast. We're typically always in the same spot. Yeah. So your audio presets should be easy. Yeah. You should be able to just use the same ones every time, right? Yep. With what so you're doing videos, sometimes you're inside, sometimes you're outside. Would you use the same presets? Or would you need to have a different preset for outside
you do different presets based on for example, if you're inside and it's a room that has a lot of echo, you do a different preset because you want to
get rid of the echo.
You want to get rid of the echo. If it's outside and it's windy, there's certain frequencies that you want to bring down, and there's certain.
So for the videos where sometimes it's inside, sometimes it's outside, it's not always in the same spot. Do you still use presets, or do you?
No,
is that something you mix differently each time?
Like the mics we use, they do a good job at.
They'll deadness. Yeah.
Mostly the only thing we kind of do, I don't know. His process by when he does his own thing, but like the process here, it's usually just set the level so that you're not getting any peaking, so that you're not getting any information that's going over onto the red, and making sure that it's pretty decent. But the mics we have are like pretty good. You don't have to really change much.
They already have some of that like peak
compression,
all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Peak reduction.
I just remember when I would play music and we would try to record a song. We would do way different audio settings than we would try to do at a show when we would mic up the drum set. And this and that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Same concept, yeah.
So I guess the thing is I didn't know how to do it very well. There was always one of the guys in my band, the bands that I would be in, that knew how to do it.
Yeah.
And so I would try to like see what they would do and ask them why. But like I just knew that it was way different. And when you would try to do like for example the vocals, we would always try to do them in a fucking closet and just fill that closet with foam, like the deadening foam that you have, and so that there's zero coming in outside of just that room.
Yep. Yeah, I've learned quite a bit, but there's still a lot to learn. But for what we do, I think we've got it good enough to where it's. Most people listen to it on their phone anyway, so they're not like they're not
getting this super crazy picky experience.
Yeah, they're not like looking for this crisp, exact sound. And there's recipes online that you can find for fine tuning it to. For example, you can say, I want which frequencies work best for a person that has a deep voice. So you do these, or which frequencies do you want to play around with and so you have these kind of recipe things, but for the most part we don't touch it. Like for example, this phone, the way it records audio, it's like it sounds almost like a mic.
Yeah.
And
so what is it that you're trying to learn for the audio then, John?
So just like he said, to be able to when he gets he had to figure out to make a preset so the podcast sounded good at the end. That's what I'm trying to figure out, just to know. Not necessarily I'm going to become an audioist.
Like for him, where he does events. So the speaker systems that they have, like they're stupid loud. So if you don't if you don't bring down your where it peaks, you're blowing out your audio. So none of it's usable. So you have to have your peak levels like bring them way down so that you have usable information.
And then you got
your sensitivity, bring it down.
You got to adjust for the stuff before when the band is playing. So okay, that makes I get what you're saying.
And so like that camera, that the old dinosaur that John calls it.
Yeah.
So that one wasn't very good on auto mode, but you put it on manual and it's got the adjustable where you can see the your levels, it's great for audio.
Okay.
Video, not so much, but audio, it was a great camera. Not auto, though. And now the new stuff on auto, even like I said, these phones, like this one, you can choose it. You can choose whether to get audio all the way around the phone. So I can have it record audio from back
or
here.
make it directional.
There. I can do it where it's just front, just cool. Back. And so those improvements is crazy.
That's pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Do you think I can carry one of those on an iPhone?
Yeah, why not?
No, I don't. I'm just kidding.
It's all about wants, I guess. You can carry 4 of them.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, no.
The new Huawei's or whatever. Have you seen the new watches from Huawei? So you open up the watch, like you flip the screen up, and it's got the two headphones. So you.
I seen the ones that where you push the sides. You push the sides and they pop out.
Yeah. This one, yeah. The one I seen, it's like that thick. Oh, yeah. It's not thicker than that.
Yeah, it's not thick. Damn. I seen the one that you just push the sides and it pops them out and
it's
pop
they're badass.
Ears.
I wonder how those earbuds fit.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna. If they're that thin,
it's like there's a bunch of cool stuff that's just from like third party, like the Status 3 active noise canceling ones those little ones that I wear. They have 3 drivers, so each driver's a speaker. Mm-hmm. So they have your bass, your mid, and your treble, and then it's got each one has 2 mics to pick up audio when you get calls and stuff. So it sounds really crisp, like really clear. The noise canceling though, it's not as good as, for example, like Apple, because what it does is, so you know how audio is waves, so you have your audio waves come in, and so most active noise canceling, what it does is it tries to match those waves, but the inverse, so it drowns out
it's basically producing like white noise,
right? That negates the waves that are coming in, so you get that. And that one's it's not that good. It's not like super quiet. Gotcha. But the sound is really good. Like it's really crisp. It's nice. Anyway, back to John. Sorry.
Yes.
We deviated a little bit.
So the audio, I think the audio conversation was good though. So you started doing YouTube videos. How long were you doing that before you started here?
Oh, fuck.
Like how long were you doing, not even just YouTube videos,
couple hours,
but like how long were you into video before you started working here?
Probably like 5 years, but it was never really like.
Should probably put it on you.
It was never really. Sorry, thank you. It was never. I never learned how to do like actual video until I started working here, because I could pick up a camera, but I could put it in auto, and just go wing it or edit. Same. Try to figure it out over a few hours, and like you guys make fun of that guy that took 8 hours to do the white balance.
Yeah, that's just a joke, but.
Oh, was it really?
Well, it's a joke because there's no way he did. It was just him lying.
So see, like that, like all the technical terms. Now you ask me the white balance, how to set the white balance. It's different, or how to actual technical terms, or why we do things. It's a lot easier now. I can
see. Like I'm bad with that shit.
Yeah.
What did you do when you edited then?
What do you mean?
So like you would shoot on auto. Would you edit your clips, or would you just upload the whole video?
No.
Like,
I just called iMovie. Yeah, just cut them up.
Just cut
put
them.
those free transitions. Like I always try to figure out how to do it, but never like sit down and be like, oh, you shoot your histogram in this certain area because it helps you for your white balance, or you don't you put it on manual and your shutter speed should match your frame rate times two, yeah, or set the ISOs between here and here.
Do you know why?
Why you set it? Because it's more of a natural motion, but not the technical. Technical, you do this.
Yeah. So you said it twice because so when you move, there's a natural blur that occurs when you're moving your hands, right? Mm-hmm. Because your eyes can't see it. So if you have your shutter speed too high on a camera, when you move and you stop each frame, they're crisp, and that's not normal. So when your eye sees that movement on a video,
weird.
It looks weird, but you don't know what's weird about it. But there's something that looks weird. So you need that natural blur. So what you do is you try to match. So whatever the shutter speed, if you're shooting at 30 frames per second, you try to do 60, because you do twice whatever you do the shutter speed at twice of what the amount of frames per second that you're doing. It says twice, but it's a fraction because it's 1/60th, not 60.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
So it's 1/60th of a second.
Yes.
So it's a fraction.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
But the last number, the what's it, numerator and denominator, whatever. Mm-hmm. The denominator is the one you're saying double.
So like movies, it's usually 23 point something frames per second. So 24 frames per second. And then your shutter speed's 1/40 or 1/50.
Yeah. So for example, at 60 frames per second, you do it at 120. Mm-hmm. But it's 1/120th of a second. So it's way faster.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And then for like slow-mo, like I didn't know back then how to slow down a thing. You could go on the editing software and tell it to slow down. Yeah. But if you shoot it, for example, 24 frames per second, and you try to slow down a video, it's choppy. Like it's it's unusable.
That one's one that Edgar found out. And he told me, but I just doubled it. I'm like, okay, I trust him. Fine. I just doubled it. But I didn't know why. And then I looked it up and it made sense why you double it. And so outside, like if you record outside, you need a filter or else you can't get it that low.
You lose information.
If you're gonna miss the shot completely, then just do it. It might not look natural, but you can always go into a program and add a fake lower it, and it'll look better than not doing that.
Oh, okay.
And missing the shot completely.
Yeah.
But you can't do it the other way. You can't up it. So if it's too blurry, you're fucked. But if it's not blurry enough, you can always blur it up more. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. That makes sense. So those are all the technical things that I didn't know. Like I couldn't just pick up like Jesus's camera and do video. And if I didn't know how to put it in auto, that was basically it. Or like he was saying, if it's outside, you were
done at that point.
Yeah. So if like outside, there's videos that I look on my Instagram feed, and I didn't have a filter. I didn't know how to adjust the ISO correctly for the daylight, or if it's too dark. So I would just go off of whatever went auto. So now, I mean, those are all the things that I could pick up basically any regular, nothing crazy. Because if it's like a cinema camera, I don't know it yet. But it's just like a learning process. But any camera that I can pick up, I can figure out where it's at because each layout's different. But the concept is the same in every camera.
certain brands call it something else.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They don't call it the same thing, even though they should.
Yeah.
There's like little changes that it's weird.
Yeah, and like my strong suit, I think, are like reels.
So did you learn any of that before you started here?
No.
So until you started here, everything you did was
all
auto,
the technicals, yeah.
You just would cut clips together.
Yeah, from like where I the first day I started to now, like I think it's night and day difference. And I mean, I could be wrong, but I mean, I'm still nowhere where you're like, can you shoot a movie? Like I still have to work on composition, which is a huge thing.
That should have been the first.
But I mean, it's more like repetitiveness.
Yeah.
The more you do it, the more. And Jesus has helped me with that.
It's like, for example, say you go to learn a bike, right? And you learn how to steer. Like that's the last thing you learn.
Yeah, first you just need to learn to go in and just stay on it.
So you learn how to change the chain, right?
Sure.
You learn how to adjust the seat. You learn how to pedal. But the most important thing is steering. Once you get pedal and not falling over, balance, steering is the next really important one. And so that's what I try to tell him. Learn how to steer because composition is like probably one of the most important ones because somebody that knows composition with just a shit phone can get a better, more interesting shot than you with the fanciest camera.
Yeah.
And that's just because composition, lighting are the two like most important things. And lighting is part of composition.
What is composition?
So composition is basically, so for example...
Wait, let's let John, what do you understand
he
composition?
knows what composition
is. So composition is the way... I'm going to explain how if this was like, you need to compose your shot better, it's because I'm guessing there's rules of why this looks better. So if he explained it to me, if I shoot the bottle like this, or like crooked in the way that you can still see the bottle.
So it pretty much
you're setting up a shot.
The way you frame your shot.
Yeah.
Exactly. Your layout of your shot of what you're going to take a picture of, either laying down, upside down, whatever. That's going to look the best. That's going to attract somebody to look at it.
And then the pictures is you just set up your shot on the there's the rule of thirds.
I'm going to use that grids. So much now. John, your composition, bud.
Yeah, it sucks, man.
And it's different in video. It's the same concept, but in video you have to keep your subject subject, object, whatever it is, framed right the whole time. So if I'm gonna, and there's tricks that he's taught me, like keep it in the rule of thirds. Like if we're talking right now and I'm shooting straight at you, you're looking at me. I keep you a certain side.
There's
of the
rules.
Yeah.
So in video, there's rules that you have to understand, but those rules are meant to be broken too. Like everything. So for example, one of the things. So for example, say this is your screen, right? Correct. And this is you. So if you're coming this way, you want to stay on this side.
To catch more of where you're going?
Yeah, so you're leading the subject. That's what it's called. Mm-hmm. You're leading the subject, so you're kind of showing it where he's going, right? But if you want to give a sense of like being trapped, like you're going somewhere but you're trapped, like you're not in the right, then you frame it this way, even though he's going that way, it feels off. But it gives you a feeling of that dude's trapped. Like that dude doesn't know where he's going, or he's got no vision.
And I can see that, like when they're lost in the woods. You got trees, like everything's so close to you. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And so one of the things I tell him, like with knives specifically, is when you do a composition for just to be interesting, everybody sees the same angle, right? You see about eye level, and you see it from far, but that's not interesting because
you've seen it before.
Everybody, that's what you see. You see the world like that, right? Mm-hmm. So just by getting closer to it or getting at a different angle, it just that little thing makes it more interesting, because most people don't see it that way. Most people don't look at a beer bottle like this, right? Mm-hmm. But now if you took a picture of that beer bottle where it's up close, you're just getting the
curvature,
the texture of the glass, and you're getting that light, how it passes through the glass at a close level, and you get this liquid. You don't really know what it is. That's more interesting. It doesn't have to be just the full glass. Now, if your shot is you're a product photographer and you have to show the whole bottle, then okay, do your normal shot.
But even though say what you just said, you got the liquid, you going through the glass, you see the liquid moving. A beer name. I'm not gonna say a name. They can fuck themselves if they don't sponsor. But yeah, like a beer name. That would look sick as fuck.
Yeah,
I agree.
And so you do little things like that make it more interesting.
Like a good example that I could give is trying to give someone's idea or feelings into a video. Like for example, your vision of tops is badass, heart to the core. So I have to take that and translate it to a video. So what do? At least what I try to do is I like the darker edit on these knives because they're badass. There's a feel that you try to give to it. And then the sound also has to kind of interlap with that. You have to have a feeling with it.
I don't want no ballet bullshit popping in the background.
Exactly. But see, sometimes that works though.
Yeah. There's times that...
Because there's times that works because there's like a finesse to certain things. Mm-hmm. Because they're bulky and badass, but you can use them like for little fine details.
Yeah.
So it's all an emotion. It just depends on what you're trying to do.
So we have to take your or not your idea, but the concept of what's been made of tops into a video and keep that style, because it's a style. Now you can see our videos and you can kind of see, even in pictures, they kind of bounce off each other.
It's like my designs.
Exactly.
Top designs.
And then
you can see it by a mile.
And we can see too
I can see when it's our video. I can see when it's our pictures.
And I've tried doing something different. I always end up going back to like my base, like what I want to start with, because there's something that looks off. And even if they're colorful pictures, there's still something topsy about it. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know.
And it's funny because we can also spot when other pages are copying. Or
like a lot of motherfuckers are copying.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, no, they do.
The style, at least.
Like Jesus is trying to be real humble about it. Jesus is one of the first persons that
I don't know.
No, yes,
I don't know. I don't know.
Yes, you fucking do it.
Because it's a style that's popular. I don't know.
It's not.
Now. It's
not, because they seen the way we're doing it, and a lot of people see it's work for us. A lot of people see the fucking the what do you call that fucking pool that we have, and they try to do the same thing. Absolutely right.
Maybe
no, you know it's true. You know it's true.
Yeah, there's a few photographers out there though that I do like to look like. I don't like to look at a lot of their stuff because I don't want it to influence, but I enjoy looking at some of the stuff they do, and it's like fucking cool. Like the way they shoot it, and it's different. It's different from what we do, but it's that same that feel. It's fucking cool. Mm-hmm. But anyway, back to John's journey.
So composition
is important.
No, and I agree.
More about setting up the shot. What would you call like? Would you call it storyboarding, or like what would you call? Not just like setting up this shot and the next shot, but like you want to string this all together into something that is interesting, not just by the shot, but interesting to watch the whole video.
And see, that's one thing I want to work on.
Is that part of composition, or is that a separate thing?
Well, you include composition in there, but no, it's a storyboard. So you're planning out your shots, and so as a videographer, you should do that because then your video makes more sense. But that's where I think that's another for me anyway. That's one I want to work on because it's always kind of winging it because I know what kind of works. It's like, for example, when you design a knife and you sharpen it, you kind of know you kind of know certain steps to skip because you've done it so long that you don't have to go through through that ritual of measuring this out. That you just know.
It's like the easiest one that everybody's gonna catch on. When you heat treat, you know what's right. You don't have to take it to the fucking Rockwell tester. You don't have to get a file. You don't have to do that because you know what you did is right. And you sharpen it and you can say, test this motherfucker, it's going to work. You skip that whole fucking testing part. That's, Yeah,
it's like so for example, the other one too is if you're going to machine a knife, you write down, okay, set up the file, set up the machine. You skip all that shit because you know you have to do it. So you don't write any of that down. You just get to the fucking point. And that's where I'm at. Like, I want to, like, sit down because I'm not video. Like, I know how to do it a little bit. Like, I know composition because photography composition translates really well to video, really well. That's why I was telling him learn how to take photos, not because photos are fun or because you're gonna like it, but because you're gonna learn much.
I think you would learn so much from photography. Yeah. That would help you
in your videos
tremendously
a lot. Because it's like, for example, bass. So bass, the first four strings on a bass are the exact same as a guitar. Mm-hmm. So if you learn where they are on a bass, you know where they are on a guitar. And so if you learn how to play a bass, you have an easier concept of the guitar.
And by learning the other, they both get easier.
Yeah. And so
that's very true.
Photography is the same thing. Like, there's a lot
Can we do like a guitar lesson one day, like here on the podcast?
I'm not good at lessons. The thing is, I can sit down and tell you what chord is what, but like
I'll fucking do a fucking knife lesson.
We'll get to Craig's journey.
Yeah,
and we'll see
get to that later.
Bring a guitar, please.
So
we'll all bring a guitar. We're gonna make a corrido.
What's cool though?
Sorry. Jesus wrote one.
What's cool though? I think
matter of fucking like lunch.
And Alberto.
I think what's cool now though is that I'm in a position that I know the basic idea, and if you ask me, can you teach me? I think I could show you just to get by. You know what I mean?
Teaching is the best way to learn.
100%.
Because I'm doing it with my brother. He just kind of picked up that he wants to do photo and video, but I told him, I'm like, I can only teach you video. Like, photo, yes, a lot of things correlate, but a lot of things are different. And so I can't go and I can't edit you a picture.
Does he want a job?
I don't know we'll have to ask him. But
I'd be down.
But he
just goes, as long as he's not like
No, I like that little kid.
Yeah,
he comes over every week at least 1 or 2 times.
Very respectful.
Yeah. I'd be down.
Oh, so he's nothing like John.
No, John's respectful as fuck.
I'd be down to have him help us.
Like, not here at work with you.
Oh,
with you.
Oh, so he's respectful to everybody else.
Because you're a fucking dick, dude.
That's true. I am.
But I mean, that's what I say. That's where I feel
like
I'm at.
alone.
Oh no, he's old enough to fend for himself.
No, I'm talking about he'd be saying that.
He'd definitely defend me. He's like, "Who's picking on you, little bro? I'm big bro." That guy. Just
my
kidding.
uncle.
Your uncle too. Nah, but yeah, like something like that. Like I find me just remembering more things and being like, "Oh crap, actually no," because you guys were talking about storyboard and there's like shot list, and that's one thing I'm currently working on because sometimes I forget and I do the same shot.
Do you ever
over.
teach your wife? I know. And the reason I bring her up because I know she helps you a lot.
Yeah, same concept. She can pick you now more because I know you've helped us sometimes that you had to help her. But I teach her not so in depth, but I teach her how to get out of situations on the camera.
Not so in depth.
Not so in depth. Sorry. To get out of situations. So like if it's like you were saying, if it's too dark, teach her where to adjust and her parameters. Because if it's too dark and you jack up your ISO values too high, you lose.
You probably had it right.
You lose your information, and I can't save it like you were saying. So I teach her just enough that she can, when we get in a pickle like that, and I can't be next to her to help her, she can at least figure it out to get by until I can go and help her.
At the very least, it's usable. What
for that,
do you guys wear like mics and shit? Like,
yeah,
they do.
We have those things from McDonald's that you cover, and then
I feel goofy. I feel goofy with these two.
But I mean, it makes my job a million times easier.
Well, you should teach her how to use a histogram.
I'll be like, fucking, I'll be that one that's like in the fucking mic. So everybody can hear me. I have to fucking Can I go one of these days to one of your shows?
Yeah, of course. You're more than welcome.
Hey, John, I have a question. How did that sound?
Every time
it's crazy, dude.
Every time
you can like
turn me
whisper into those things. The problem we're doing is we're using these some radios, some walkie-talkies, and with a little earpiece, and you had to talk really loud because you couldn't hear any. I don't know. I don't think you used them.
No, I never used them.
And then so
I just do signs.
Yeah, but sometimes they're not looking.
How about when you did it with your wife? Is it because you worked with Kati too, right?
Yeah.
How was that? Did you use?
I could have used those. No, we never used them. I was like,
okay.
Yeah, and that's the problem. Yeah,
I just worked with what we had.
Shit.
But see, with us, we didn't go into as much editing trouble that they do, because I just recorded everything and gave them here. I just cut off the boring stuff at the beginning and the boring stuff after, but the whole math I just gave it here. And then at the baile, here's 30 minutes. That's it. No. But I charged way less. They cut it up into like a 30-minute segment. Their whole day, they cut it up into like 30 minutes.
Really? 30 minutes to an hour?
Yeah. And then that's it. Which me personally, I don't like that, because as somebody that's at the event, I don't want to miss anything.
Yeah,
even if I'll never watch it, because if it's boring to me, I'll just fast forward.
Like if me paying for it, and I like for my daughter wedding or something important, and you give me 20 minutes of it, I'm gonna be like, bitch, you charged me this much money, and you're gonna give me 20 minutes?
So
that's a lot more work.
Yeah.
That 20 minutes is way more work than giving you the whole thing.
Exactly. Yeah. But I wouldn't see that.
You wouldn't see that. Yeah.
You follow me? I wouldn't see. I would see like, motherfucker, like you gave me 20 minutes of fucking video, and you see me crying, you see her crying, and then here you go. You're done.
Yeah. I want to see. I want to see all the in between stuff of fucking who was there,
the fucking party fight, and all that. Yeah.
That surprises me, Jesus.
What?
Because you're the type of guy that just wants the bullet points.
I do, but not an event for me.
Yeah, not an important event.
Because I can fast forward.
And see, I would want it to be more than 30 minutes.
Yeah,
but I would like that polished, like
So
I would like that finished
and this is what we get a lot,
just the whole thing,
which is cool. Which is cool because our average is closer to an hour. So we give them a minimum because, like you said, some people are like, "Oh, what the fuck? You charge this much for that?" But the rebuttal to that,
you have had people say that.
Yeah, of course. People come in, and at the beginning, it was more at the beginning when there was nothing to show for.
Yeah,
it was
nothing to use as a sample.
Yeah, okay. This is what the style we're going for, because it's a style. We want to give you an emotion, like and this year is going to be more of that, but it's going to be more like a small TV series, like you're in the show, and that's kind of the style you want to go for. But
I'm gonna have a fucking party just at my house and have John record and see what he gives me.
Yeah, and
I'm gonna pay for it.
And so, and the thing is, okay, this is the style we give. Yeah, but this is the style we give. If this is not your style, there's 10 other people that are doing the long force, because this is new. You see in bigger cities more often, but this is new.
It's not new, but
new to this area. That's what I'm trying to get. Because
maybe
because like he said, people just want to see. People just want to see everything.
Before.
No chance.
Have you ever had anybody say, "Can I also just get the whole thing?"
No, because they know before they even sign anything.
But that's not.
But what if I said, and this is just
if it was me, I want the raw stuff. Like give me all the raw video.
That's what I was just gonna say.
But you know how to edit.
What if it was me and I'm like, I want the raw stuff, but I want the polished video. Would you give it to me?
Probably not. I wouldn't give you my raw footage.
You'd sell it to him?
I'd sell it to him. Yeah.
No, exactly. Like exactly.
So, and I'll tell you why. It's my work. You know, it's my footage. I own everything I film.
Event.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's
my wedding.
Exactly.
Exactly.
But it's my footage. I don't want you to take my footage and be like, "Hey, compa, me edita este video." That's my work.
Oh, like get somebody else to
Exactly,
do it.
and that's why I would sell it to you separately. But it's my work. I own that video.
Raw files are expensive.
Yep.
Like a legit videographer, a legit photographer.
How did you learn this, John? Where did you see this from?
Where did you see them?
Where did you get that from?
That idea? Photographers.
Photographers do that.
You go to Walgreens.
100%.
No. I just want to know where he got it from.
You go to Walgreens. You can't get your pictures printed unless you have a release form from the photographer. It's their work. You hired them. It's the same thing in the video world.
Have you ever taken a free photo? Where a photographer comes in and says, "Hey, you get a free 8x10," but they take like 100 pictures. They used to do that in school all the time. School pics.
Yeah, but you still pay for those.
School pics are coming up. You get one free one, and then you can buy the rest. But they don't give you all of them.
I don't even think they give you the one for free at school anymore. I think the one that they do for free is the one that goes in like the yearbook.
It used to be.
Not even for me. It used to.
But now. Fuck you, motherfucker! You make it sound
no. For me,
photographers used to do that a lot, though.
I know,
Sorry.
but the first one, and it was a small one. It was a small one that my mom kept because if you couldn't afford it, like we couldn't afford the fucking $32, we would get that free one.
What I'm saying is we didn't get shit.
The free one was so you'd go to the photo shoot because they wanted to use it on the yearbook. That's why you would get a free picture. That was
the incentive to get your picture taken.
And then you know what? Right now that you bring that up, it was funny that they also gave you when they brought the pictures to school, even though you didn't buy it. They were like,
show you
this is yours, and they'll give you like a little fucking magnet, and this. And
wallet,
if you want it, we
pictures.
can buy it. And then I'll come, Mom,
Yeah, these look nice.
They're $12. Should we get it? And then I'm like, fuck. Well, let me see if I can afford it. And,
yeah,
but they used to do that a lot.
Yeah, I'm like, what do you do with the ones? We throw them away.
It's like when you fucking go to rides.
Yeah.
And they put your pictures up on the rides, and you're fucking going down the fucking thing, and they put all your pictures right there. If you don't buy it, then they fucking just shred it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or toss it in the fucking
or if you go to a restaurant and you got somebody that's like,
yeah,
then they bring fucking 15 pictures they took, and then they're pissed off when you don't want to buy them.
Yeah, that was Chad.
I used to go to the gym, like these. They do like rap little things, and I would go film and they let me in for free.
Okay.
And then like the rappers would ask me, like not rappers, but the guys who were singing, rapping would ask me if I could give them the video, and I would be no, and they'd get all like, we let you in for free. And I'm like, it's my work. Like I would never let you take my videos for you to make whatever you want.
How much would it have cost you to get in there if they hadn't let you in for free?
$10.
We need you to.
So tell them $10 worth of my footage is going to be like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
It'll be like one reel.
But that's the reason why.
It'll be half a reel.
Yeah.
It'll be the new short form reels.
I'll fucking put a picture of you smiling.
It'll be a Vine.
You have 7 minutes to
6
wrap up
seconds.
your journey because this journey went long.
No, and it was good. It was really good.
We can talk about fucking that other thing whenever.
Oh, we can. You want to keep going then?
Yeah.
No, yeah. So we haven't even got to. Where do you think you're at now, John?
Oh yeah.
Like, where do you think you're at now? Right now, at Tops, or in your life, or in what you do outside of work?
Where in your journey?
Where do you think you're at right now?
I'll do the outside of the work real quick because I'm nowhere where I want to be, and it's quick. I want to be able to give you like a movie, almost like you're fucking in a high production. Every cent that you spend on it is worth it. So like you're feeling the video that you almost want to make you feel like.
Here, I got a person that wants to talk to you.
Are you saying like adding in
emotion, sound clips, audio?
I try to add that emotion, but
not necessarily like CGI, but
no. Like make the storyboard, like Jesus said, be able to make a wedding into a storyboard and transmit that feeling because it's the greatest day of whoever's getting married in his life, hopefully. And I want to be able to
eventually, because he said so. Fuck. If you guys didn't know, John was with us this weekend. We went so much shooting with him and his wife, my kids. And we started talking about that. Then John's like, I'd never fucking get married again.
No, because I wanted something small, intimate. My wife wanted to invite my cousin's aunt that lived 3 blocks away. Like, 2 different.
What?
Yeah, like
his cousin's aunt
that lived in Mexico.
That lives 3 blocks away?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you invite somebody that lives 3 blocks away?
Oh, I don't. You just But
just go with it.
Yeah,
just go with it.
But
I'm sorry, I didn't understand.
That's why.
Yeah, but 3 blocks away, like in Mexico, that he don't know, that she don't know. But they know they live there.
Yeah.
Yeah, his cousin's aunt that lives 3 blocks away from his cousin's cousin
Yeah.
In Mexico.
in Mexico.
Like
it's easy to make
in
sense.
Guatemala. 'Cause
It makes sense now that you've explained it, but
Yeah.
that didn't come across.
Yeah, but that's what he tried to say.
Anyways, but yeah, that's what.
So for example, this is his cousin's cousin.
okay.
What you mean
This
is
his cousin's
your
aunt.
cousin's
Very far away.
cousin's aunt's neighbor
Yeah.
who lives
No,
3 blocks
cousin
away.
That live 3
It's like when you meet that.
If they're your family, why the fuck wouldn't you invite them?
Because it's his cousin's cousin aunt.
That's hello.
No, it might not be because it might be cousins from it might be his aunt from a marriage or
Because
something.
you're closer than that.
No,
But
we
anyway,
aren't.
so back to
We're
you.
Did he
we're
invite you?
further than
Did he
that.
invite you?
He did.
He did.
Okay, see?
That's
So,
just
yeah,
cousins
you're
and a
close.
cousin.
But I think what he's getting at is he didn't want to.
Oh, I had one of my cousins that does video in Washington film the mass, so I have the mass.
What'd you think?
I haven't looked at it.
Fucking.
It's 3 hours long.
See, to me, that's what video is. To me, video is you look at it once, that's it. Photos are on your wall. They're on your phone. They're on your. That's why to me, like photos have been right now. Video is the thing that's like
Because of the
Because you can
Because of
split
the
it into
reels and shit like
clips.
that.
real
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
and we give people reels as well, so that's something different that's new. Reels, and we do give them full mass and the full dances. So they
How
can,
do you give them reels?
we just put them on a Dropbox, send them through Dropbox. It's digital all now.
So you're sending them not just the one like 30+ minute clip, but you send them that
So how do you
and
do it
some
to
other stuff.
old school people?
They're not booking us. We're going for a
he's
whole
only going new school.
new school. Yeah, and if they don't like it, we
Old
don't
people
book.
can get.
We talked about like also like event center. Now we can just kind of
Watch what I'm going to do one of these days. I'm going to say I'm going to pay double, and I'm going to take it as old school as possible.
I can stand there with a camera and just record all day, but there's absolutely no like cinematic.
Well, you better do a cinematic.
Like that's
If I'm
where-
going to double your fucking what you charging, you're going to make it fucking good.
Yeah,
make a movie.
we'll do whatever you want, but that's different.
Exactly.
But anybody else, like that's where you
But
get
that's
all
what
your.
I'm trying to say. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
I can do anything that the client wants, but we're not going after that because then it gets
I
boring.
got you.
It gets
I got
boring.
you now. But,
So
you-
what?
You need to fire some clients
Yeah,
no, okay.
Yeah, that's true.
because if you
You try
if
to cater to everybody. You're
if you
fucking.
have too many, or like that, or you cater to, that means you're charging not enough. So you need to charge more,
Yep.
and get rid of some, and have your own style.
yeah, and so that's the style we want to give. And if they don't like it,
Then go
it's-
somewhere else.
Exactly.
Then here's somebody I would recommend.
And so my goal is to be.
You have somebody you recommend when they want like something like that?
Yeah, there's like the people, like you said, people from Blackfoot. There's another.
There's people in black. I just
Yeah,
said
no, there's a couple in Blackfoot. Yeah, and
Just
we're-
drive up there to Blackfoot and find some people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe they want to work.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like that's what we tell them. Like, oh, there's so and so, and we're not scared because we've had it that we've sent like go to them at the expo that they're doing those long formats and they look at it and they stare at it for 5 minutes and they come back and they've booked. That's why I say that it's something that's a little more interesting because then they can share it on Facebook. They can share. We've had a couple share it on Facebook and people hit us up because of that.
So you guys are hitting new generation.
New generation, yes. So quinceañeras are the kids are quinceañeras.
So when I'm ready to get married, then I'm gonna book you guys.
So at quinceañeras, the kids are 15. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, well, they're young. They're into this whole new trend, but
And I get it. There is.
You should have called it Cámaras García Nueva Generación.
that's a good idea.
Oh no! Don't do that.
No,
I would.
I wouldn't. That's
or
brave.
Cámaras Yon
That's
Nueva Generación.
Oh, that's brave. That is fucking
Yeah.
brave.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that.
But
I would.
anyways, to go, I want to
was
be
good.
able to shoot like
I got the wrong fucking letter though.
But I got what you were going for.
You could have.
Yeah.
I could have used the J.
you
Real
redeemed
easy.
yourself. Yeah, that's all good.
I want to become like I can shoot almost like a documentary almost or a TV series type of style. That's where I want to get to, and I'm not there yet, but I'll get there eventually. And then for work,
Well, you're doing one this year. You better fucking do it right.
Which one?
A
oh
documentary.
yeah. But I'm saying I want to be. I want to be. That's my every single event that I get booked. That's what they're getting.
So right now, when you like somebody comes to you, they book a thing. What is the package that they get?
For video, they get promised. Now we upped it to an hour of guaranteed video because we
You
have
told me
someone.
30 fucking minutes. You
Yeah.
fucking try to rob me?
So
No.
So minimum
Minimum
of
an hour. Yep.
Okay.
Because that can include the mass and the dances, so you're covered no matter what.
Okay.
When there's a fight, do you guys?
I would
give them
promise
that
2
too?
hours.
Usually,
like that's what I would try to do. 2
usually.
hours.
But they still get the whole. They'd get their whole mass and their whole dances when they're dancing with the dad. Blah blah. But on the actual video, we cut everything. Like the mass, we do all the highlights, and then we get to the reception, and then we do if they have any like toasts, then the dances, and then a little bit of the dance. But it's all compressed, so it's highlight. Boom, 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 and then you still get all their full files, and then we give them like a USB drive so they can plug into their TV, and it looks like a movie. In a sense. Okay. And then they get the all digital files, and then they get their reels. We don't promise amount of reels because depending on the night, if it's boring as fuck, what are we going to give them?
So they get the files. What do you mean by the files?
All through digital.
MP4s.
Mm-hmm.
So like the hour minimum that you're talking about, is that multiple clips?
It's just
or
one.
You do that into one.
So
like
it's called a short
video,
form.
Basically.
It's a short form. They get a whole short form. Then they get the full mass. Then they get the full dances. So if they just want to watch the mass with the mom and dad, which is usually old school who wants to see it, they'll put the mass on, and then they'll put
that is separate from. But,
yeah,
but it's also in.
Yeah,
the 1 hour clip that you send them. Or
no, those are highlights of only the moments. So when they say the I do's or the church or the decor, stuff like that.
Okay. Who decides what moments are important?
Exactly. That's what I was just gonna ask.
It's kind of been just trial and error so far of what people ask if we didn't include.
Well, I don't want to be the first then.
No, but we've been doing this for But now I want to like change my style to more of that sit down and conversation. If you're the dad that's getting the bride getting married, I want to ask you how you're feeling, what was going on when they're growing up. Maybe talk to the mom, grandma,
but you have
grandpa.
to leave that no savvy kid. Like,
yeah,
you have to get better in your Spanish.
Me? Oh, well, I'm not asking the questions.
Oh, who's gonna ask him?
My wife.
She's pretty.
And we don't leave our voices. Yeah. We don't leave our voices in. Do you know what I mean? So you have to.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. So that's just like a few things.
So there's like interview snippets as a part of this.
And kind of just
And so you get an hour-long file, and then you get the files for the dance and for the mass, and then however many reels you think
this podcast
are good.
is brought to you by fucking John Garcia and
thank you
his crew.
But yeah, that's just an example.
Well, let's not say the name though.
You guys can follow me.
That's why I said John Garcia.
But that's what I'm saying. And then, but yeah, that's separate than anything else I do. And I only do that in reality. It all started because I just wanted to have newer.
Yours $250.
Okay, well, I'll have to talk to my accountant. But yeah, the only reason I started doing events is just to buy new equipment because I'm a freaking equipment savvy. Even though Jesus doesn't really like it.
Did you just say you're an equipment savvy?
Yeah, I always want the newest shit.
That's not savvy.
That's not savvy.
What did you call it?
Equipment savvy means that you know a lot.
You're an equipment snob.
Okay,
you're an equipment whore.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah.
I like.
I want to have the newest shit, and that's why. That's the only reason why.
You're an
equipment savvy
junkie.
means that you're really good with whatever equipment you have.
Yeah, you're an equipment junkie.
I'm an equipment junkie.
You're a fucking.
You're the opposite of equipment savvy.
I want to have everything and anything to do with.
What if you sell your body for new equipment?
No, probably not. That's probably what I try to.
Do you have equipment that you haven't learned how to use yet?
Dude, I had a dream. That's why I was late yesterday. I was dreaming that thing was spinning on a fucking spit.
Fuck. So yeah,
I was just waiting for it to be done. It was never done. So I woke up late.
Took too long to cook, huh?
Yeah, motherfucking. It's looking so good too.
Yeah.
So wait, you have equipment that you don't know how to use?
No. Yeah, everything.
He does.
Like what?
Camera.
A video camera.
Anyways.
Let me rephrase that. It's not that he doesn't know how to use it. He's got equipment that he doesn't.
That he's not taking full
advantage of. Not even a quarter of advantage of.
Yeah, I think this. So to take it back to the music thing, have you ever seen? There was a documentary they did with like Jimmy Page, the dude from U2, and the dude from the White Stripes.
Oh shit!
So, like, they all had their different styles, but Jack White, his style reminds me a lot of your style. You will squeeze every drop of performance out of your equipment before you buy something new.
Yeah.
And then you got the dude from U2 who buys
John?
all of the fancy shit, has an amp that has like fucking 1,000 different presets and things that you can do that he's never used all of, or even half of, or even a quarter of. And so I see John like that, and I see you like Jack.
I'm like that too.
The White Stripes, dude.
I buy like, look at my truck. I got a 3500.
Yeah.
And then I put these fucking low profile wheels on it. 3500. I could have bought a fucking 1500 and done the same thing.
Yeah. Mine started off from necessity.
Yeah, sure.
But now
I think his did too.
But now I like. I don't know. You have too much. You have too many variables at one point. that you don't know what's causing what to change. Like you change one, and then another one, and another one. You don't know what's causing it to look better,
and see,
because you don't fully understand the one thing.
And I think there's pros and cons to each. Like the pros to squeezing everything you can out of what you have is that shit inside and out.
Yeah.
When something's not right, you can pinpoint it. And you can backtrack and be like, oh, this is off. I got to fix this.
Yeah, like this one for photo, it still holds up. For video, it doesn't. For video, it sucks. Like there's no like my phone is like 5 times better than that for video. But like I need to learn video. I need to do. But if I have to, I can get this old one.
I think you do know it, Jesus, but you don't give yourself that much credit for it.
It's
you do,
not
because like he's learned, other people have learned from what you brought to the table. And John don't like see it's true, right?
It's the
like
putting
Jesus,
it's the putting it together part. And it's not so much that I don't know. It's that I don't. It's not enjoyable for me, and for him, it's enjoyable.
And exactly
because
that's probably what it is. But
because I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, but sometimes we'll sit there and you'll do a 2-day, you'll do a video that takes you 2 days to do, and my 15-second with my phone gets more likes.
Yep, it's true,
and it's fucking annoying.
That's fucked up, but that's social media to an extent.
Yeah. But that's the thing. You have to try not to let that affect you. But it does, because why am I going to spend 2 days perfecting this shit if I can just do this and I'm done and it's getting the same amount of engagement?
Or more.
But
then you're gauging what other people are just scrolling and the times and everything.
Because that's the point of what we do.
Yeah.
For me, like on a personal thing, that's different.
Yeah.
I'll spend the time. That's
craftsmanship at the end of the day. Like if you do a custom blade, for someone, it's just a knife.
But for photos, I still do I rather take the time.
And I absolutely hate pictures.
So say that I would think, and maybe this is me just if thinking like me. When I see a page that I haven't seen before and I see something quick that catches my eye, like a 15-second clip or something, that maybe they didn't put much effort into, but I'm like, oh, haha, that's funny or that's cool, and I look at it. And then I scan the rest of their page. I'm not going to follow a page after like one thing that I like.
Yeah.
But if I scan the rest of their page and all of a sudden I see like, oh, fuck, this is really good. This is really good. Then I'll follow
Then
it.
you'll follow.
So I wonder if maybe you need
if it has
both.
tits and ass, I'll follow it.
It's just yeah. So the thing I don't know about John, but for me, like with the photo part, I'd rather try to impress the people that know about photo than your everyday person.
I'll kind of tie into that.
And so I try to make it as perfect as possible, so there's nothing they can say, hey, this looks bad right here. Instead of what I should be doing, and I should be doing impress myself, that's it. Fuck everybody else. Just whatever I like, that's what I should be doing, because it translates into people liking your shit.
But if you really think about it, it is really what like works.
Yeah.
Look at all the magazines. Look at all the people that they ask us for our pictures.
Yeah.
Which means that they're looking at what you're doing.
Yeah.
They're not like, oh, just send me a knife. Well, we'll take care of it.
Yeah, it's not like it's not like it's only been brought up once or twice. It gets brought up regularly at shows.
It's like, I'd rather you guys send me pictures.
Oh, fair enough. But
it's cool too, because like and tie it into the work thing, where I think I am and where I think I should be. I think for work it's cool because I'm under a wall where everybody looks at the followers we have, and we're behind it putting stuff on the wall, and people are seeing it, and we're a big wall. So any other company, I just think about in our industry, they're probably paying these marketing companies to do the exact same thing we're doing, or they have to hire someone, or I just think that we're in the same playing field if I look at it. And there's always room for improvement for anything.
Yeah.
Like for our videos, like we can always be better, but I think we're, at least skill-wise, at least right now, it's good enough to play with everybody else, even the big giants.
Yeah, I agree with him on that.
Yeah.
But
there's nobody.
But I think some of the big giants are not even close to where we're at.
And there's times, yeah.
With the exception of people that do the CGI and all that, because that we're not even close to that. But just normal video, normal photos, there's not a photo that I can't replicate if I have to. Like now.
What does that mean? Like the CGI? What does that mean?
Computer generated. So like where they add special effects and like explosions, or they go into After Effects. After Effects I don't know how to use.
But see, that don't look cool to me.
It can.
Time and place.
It can. If it's done well, you don't even notice.
If it's done well, you don't even. Yeah, you can't even tell.
But I'm sure they're paying a lot for that.
And that we can't touch that. We're not close. We're not even. And I don't even know if it's worth trying.
What does that add to editing time, do you think?
Weeks.
Insane amount.
So like if you're editing a 30-minute clip and you're trying to get 10 minutes out of that clip, adding CGI to that or adding these After Effects
depends on what it is.
Yeah.
It could add an hour. It could add a week.
Fuck. Okay.
So it all depends on what it is.
Yeah. But I think and maybe you can correct me, but where I think where I'm at is that if we went and did a collaboration at someone else's, for example, shop, I wouldn't be intimidated.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be intimidated unless it's something like he's talking about. If someone asked me a question, hey, what do you guys do this, do that?
The only place where they might intimidate you is the composition part.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. There's always room for improvement, and I know that. And I'm working on it to be able to be like...
That should be your priority more than audio, more than anything else, is your composition. Because if you get that done, all your other stuff is easy to work on. Yeah. It's easy to fix. Like coloring, that's an easy fix to get by for a while. Mm-hmm. If you really want to get in depth with it, that takes... that can take years.
There's colorists, there's audio guys.
Because to get to the level where, like, a person that studies this shit, like, for movies, that's a lot of fucking studying. That's a lot of work. But you don't need that for what we do.
Well, I think I get what you're saying, too. A lot of the stuff that he's saying he should work on or he wants to work on, you can do after you've got the shot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But if your composition's bad, you don't got the shot to work on.
There's nothing to work on.
Okay. That
because
it makes perfect sense to me.
If you have a shitty picture, right? If you have a shitty picture with composition, cropping, moving stuff around, you can make a blurry shit picture into a work of art. But if you already started with kind of a work of art, imagine what you can do. Yeah. And the same thing with video. Like if you start with a solid base, that's why him studying that Rec 709 stuff, the ProRes, and having the colors be perfect. All you need is composition. You're like right there. You're there. It's really close. And the improvement I've seen in John is
I think this is what people
insane.
don't...
It's good. I like it.
I think people miss all of that. They miss all of the composition, the stuff that happens before you even hit record, and they miss all the stuff that happens with the editing. All they think about is just taking the shot. They see you take the shot, and they're like, fuck, I could do that.
Yeah, I can do that. That's easy.
And then it's like, could you though? Because there was this setup that went into making that shot look that way, and then afterwards editing it so that it does what it's supposed to do.
And then the thing is, too,
there was a brown filter that had to fucking come out.
Look at your subject, too. Like, your subject's really important because, for example, you could be the best at composition, color grading it, but if your subject's boring, what are you going to do?
Yeah. There's only so much you can do.
Some fucking kid with a phone recording a supercar, that's way more interesting than if you're just fucking recording nothing.
Yeah.
Like if you go outside and you're going to record a tree, it doesn't matter how good you're at composition and fucking making that tree look great. At the end of the day, you have to make it interesting. There's only so much that you can get from your subject.
Depends on if you really like trees.
I don't know. I mean, you could, I guess, technically, but
so there's a niche. I think there's a niche for that.
Probably.
But on average, yes, I get.
But your average person is going to look at a supercar and you see that, you feel the sound, and even if the fucking shot's all shaky as shit, like, it's still more interesting.
I got an idea, John. You need to bring Jesus 2 videos, one of a car,
one of a tree,
and you need to make that tree more interesting than the car.
There's like certain there are certain exercises you can do, and I've kind of hinted at telling him, but I think he would be bored and he wouldn't do it. But there's like certain exercises you can do.
Bored, look.
Yeah, there's certain exercises you can do for composition that are boring as fuck, but they'll help you so much. Like one of them is you take a subject. I'll give you a subject. Say, for example, this. Now you're going to give me 20 5-second clips of this. And each one has to look different. So the first 5, 10, pretty easy.
Once you start getting to the end.
Once you start getting closer to the end, you're like, oh, shit. Now you have to start thinking outside the box. What if I get it falling? Oh, that's a shot. There's 13.
Or like those things now where it looks like they're levitating, whatever.
Yeah. Now, what if I get it here and I hit it so that the camera bounces with it? Oh, there's 14. What if I change? Because you can change colors and that's it, but that's kind of defeats the point. Mm-hmm. It's changes where the way you're filming it. You film it this way, carrying it. Now you have another shot because you see everything moving, but that's a cool shot. Like little things like that, and it's boring and it's painful sometimes, but you do that, and it
makes you think bigger. It really does.
Because how many ways can you shoot a knife? I mean, after 10 years,
go to our Instagram.
You've found a lot.
After 10 years, fuck.
But after 10 years, people are still copying over you.
I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. God damn it.
He won't admit it. Yeah, he won't admit it.
I won't admit it because that's how you. I don't know.
That's how you learn to hate people.
That's how you grow. That's how you decide that it's time to do something new.
And there's a lot of coincidences.
I think
that could be.
I think we should give John an assignment to do. I think he should do a tree clip that you find interesting. That'll challenge his composition.
20 fucking pictures.
That'll challenge his composition, right?
25-second video.
25-second videos.
Of a
fucking tree.
No, it doesn't have to be a tree. If you want it to be a tree,
I want it to be a tree. Yep.
Jesus.
Yeah, of a tree.
Yep.
Right now.
And all of them.
And the winner.
And Jesus has to be interested by all of them.
That's true.
What?
There's no leaves.
Dude, you're going to hate your life for a bit, but at the end, you're going to learn new techniques.
Yes.
Yeah, you're going to have the fucking groomman just falling off the sky.
Yeah.
You gotta get
But yeah.
Cut down the trees.
But composition is your weakness. Equipment's your strong suit. No, but I don't know.
But like I said,
I think what I like about John is his willingness to just fucking do it.
to do it. Yeah.
And he's not lazy.
That's why
That's why I like John. He's not lazy.
I carry him with everywhere I go.
Yeah, I noticed
a lot of shit. I know. You know, he pisses me. No, he don't piss me off. But he sometimes I'm like, why the fuck are you doing this, John? But anyway, let's do it.
It's because with John, this is John. Hey, John, let's cut this. Vamos. I didn't tell you where.
Not there.
Like he gets so excited and he just fucking goes. And sometimes you're like, hey, John, let's cut this. But let me show you where. Right here. Okay.
To an extent, he's not afraid of failure.
No.
And that's pretty rare.
Yeah, that's a strong suit.
I would say
absolutely. That's a strong suit. But it's a strong suit you should work on. Make it stronger, you know.
Thanks.
Yeah, don't just not be afraid of failure.
Yeah.
Like think before you do stuff too.
You should start a podcast
in this depth when we do ours.
I hope so.
We can, unless you guys are bored.
No,
I think
I'm having a good time.
It's good.
I think the reason John's is interesting is because we're asking questions, and if you guys aren't interested, then
no, and I think it's good because if I was John, I'd be learning a lot from this.
Yeah, and see, I think if we choose what we're going to talk about, it won't be as good as if somebody else chooses it. Because we chose this for him, but. We did ask what your thing is and videography. He said videography and cars, and I don't know shit about cars.
We didn't bring up cars.
I know even less about cars.
And he don't know shit about cars.
No, he don't know shit about cars either.
He knows shit about Hondas, but not cars.
Barely.
Yeah, he knows that they go like in second gear all the time.
So say you're okay. So you're at a scale, right? 0 is no knowledge whatsoever. You never even looked at a camera. 100% is you know every fucking thing there is to know about everything. Where do you think you are? 0 to 100%.
0 to 100.
But just in video, not including
just
audio or color.
No, well, that's part of video.
Yes.
Whatever's part of video.
Videography.
Videography. Audio's important.
Okay. Who would you give me an example that's 100?
Nobody.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, 100's not possible.
What's the highest?
100.
Probably, I don't know.
90s?
Steven Spielberg and his... But he's not really good at but he's overall does his thing. But his money's what says that he's probably one of the best, and he's probably in the 90s.
Yeah, 90s.
Okay, then with that, I would give myself a solid high teens, very, very low 20s.
Wow. John, I'm surprised.
Yeah. There you go.
I expected you to give yourself a much higher number.
Yeah, I thought you were going to bust out a 40 or 50.
Yeah, I thought I was going to hear close to 50.
Yeah. I thought we were going to hear 60 or 70, to be honest.
No. I'm no Steven Spielberg.
Smaller fucking.
Is he like? Does he direct a different kind of movie than Steven Spielberg?
Low budget films.
Yeah. I don't know. Teens, huh? Teens and 20s.
Low 20s, like 21.
Wow, John, I'm impressed right now.
Based on what you know.
I don't know shit.
Bro, you don't look at the Instagram?
But what you've seen and what you've seen from him.
How to do stuff. Like every time Jesus talks to me about pictures or videos, I'm like, holy shit, I didn't know that. Every time. I don't know anything about
like
this
bit
shit.
rate?
Like
you know
me,
about
like
bit rate?
me,
I don't know
You know
what the
about
fuck
bit
that
more?
means.
No?
I'm not going to go by
bit.
like from 0 to 100, but from when you started to what you do now, sick.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah,
different.
no, for sure.
Like 9-day difference.
Yeah.
For real.
Well, on the scale.
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. I
Yeah,
don't know what to compare it to.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what. Oh, you know what, John? You're maybe like a 27.5 now, or maybe a fucking 3.5. I don't know.
Yeah.
But from when you started to now,
Yeah, you've improved a shitload. A shit ton.
25 maybe?
For me?
No,
For me, no chance.
You to me.
For me to you, no chance.
And then I was 2 off.
Damn.
It's worth it.
How about a 7 or 8?
You did just say something nice to him, so of course you had to bring him back down.
Yeah. Let you get up there.
Otherwise, he gets a big head.
Yeah.
No,
I'll take a 7.
Improve your composition, and I'd give you a 30 if you improve your composition. I get you up to 30. Right now, you're probably like what you said.
5-second clips.
Upper
tree.
Upper teens, lower 20s is
I want to see them.
Can it be at least a cool tree?
Yeah,
There's a lot of little nuances that you have to like.
Of course, part of that composition, I would say, is selecting the tree.
Can we go to Yosemite and do that big arch one?
John,
No, just do a
you
tree.
know what?
If you want to.
Give him a time frame, Jesus. He's gonna fucking do it.
He's not gonna do it.
He's
No,
gonna
he
do
will
it.
fucking do it. I swear he'll do it. Give him a time frame.
You have 2 weeks.
Done. 2 weeks from today.
Yeah.
25-second videos.
Will you remind me?
Yeah, 25 seconds.
No, fuck that.
I'm gonna forget.
Be responsible.
Be responsible. Yeah.
If you told me give me 20 shots of a knife, that would have been different.
Yeah.
I would have
Yeah, dude. In our whole lifetime, I don't think we could get past 40.
Yeah, and that's cool. And I'm fine with that.
So halfway there is not bad.
Thanks.
Because there's things we'll never learn that we don't need to learn.
Yeah.
For what we do.
We have
For what we
Albert
do.
Einstein.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, he just made a fucking reminder.
Huh?
Okay.
Craig just made a reminder.
Thanks.
So
Craig.
maybe next time we'll talk about Snowflake Mountain.
Yeah. Maybe I can
Yeah,
watch it.
that way I can watch some more.
Watch
I watched one.
a
I watched
few.
the first one.
Yeah, it's really good premise. The execution is not the best.
I'm only 2
Yeah,
episodes
not the-
in, so I'm not
We'll
sure.
see if
many?
it gets good. Yeah.
How many in?
2.
What was the one
You've
that
seen the
One and a
first
half. I've seen
you
like
said
the
sucked?
1.5 episodes.
Okay.
Remember?
I've
Alone.
seen and heard the
No,
first
not
one.
alone. The other one.
Oh, the one from Netflix?
Yeah, that's new.
Oh, I forgot what it was called.
They have a survival one on Netflix?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's new.
shit.
It's new. It's
That's by
stupid.
Netflix?
Yeah, Netflix.
Oh, I think I've seen it.
That's stupid.
I don't know
It's
what's
dumb as hell.
Anybody you know that's in it?
No. Nobody's are in it.
I
biggest people.
didn't like it, but I only watched 2 episodes.
Yeah, it's
This other one reminds me of. This one reminds me a little bit of. What's that fucking show where they get married to?
Oh, Love is Blind?
No, they get married to people from other
90
countries.
90
Day Fiance.
Yeah.
Like it, the concept's awesome, and it's got some like funny shit in there, but it's not supposed to be funny, that's what's great. And this one, I don't know.
Sorry. I can hold it.
But yeah, so we'll talk about that next time. 90 Day, the Snowflake Mountain. All right, watch a few episodes.
Cool.
And,
So, guys, whoever's seeing this, let us know what you think about what we talked about.
yeah,
John.
let us
And
know
his,
how much you guys think he's improved. Because
Has he improved?
the thing
'Cause-
is, you guys don't know what he's done and what he hasn't. So,
But
but
Also, go watch Snowflake Mountain.
But
and
if you can't
so-
tell, that means that he's improved a lot. Because if you could, if we put videos out and you could see like a huge difference between one and the next one, that means he's no good. Or one of us is no good.
If hands are in the video and they're brown, they're Jesus's. And if they're white, they're probably mine.
Yeah, but that don't mean shit.
That don't mean shit because sometimes I record myself, sometimes you record me, sometimes I record you.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Okay, so let us know.
All right, guys. Peace out. Thank you guys so much.
Okay, later.